Backdoor Protection is a passive ability most buildings have that makes them much more difficult to damage and destroy. It becomes active if there are no enemy lane creeps nearby. There are currently 4 areas for each team that disables Backdoor Protection, and each one of them functions independently of the others. Tier 1 towers have no Backdoor Protection, take them whenever you want. Tier 2 towers have a 900 disable radius, which is a bit larger than its attack range. And a quick side note on that. It says that towers have 700 attack range, but simple testing with this display range console command shows that it's definitely not 700. The actual attack range seems to be closer to 865. A misunderstanding by me or a goof by our favorite small indie developer Valve, I'm not sure. If you know, let all of us know in the comments below. Once an enemy lane creep enters the 900 disable radius of a tier 2 tower, its backdoor protection is disabled. Each tier 2 tower has its own radius. When one is disabled, the others are not. Tier 3 towers are a bit different. Although backdoor protection is visible on each building within the base, they are all controlled by the Ancient's backdoor protection. If enemy lane creeps are within its huge disable radius of 4,000, all buildings within the base lose their protection. This is why it's important to keep all of your lanes pushed out if the enemy is sieging your high ground. All they need is at least one lane pushed up enough to disable backdoor protection on your whole base. The point where that is for Radiant is a bit behind where the offlane tier 2 tower is, a bit in front of the tier 2 mid tower, and about the middle point between the safe lane tier 2 tower and high ground, around these blue gems in the ground. For Dire, it's a bit further back behind the offlane tier 2 tower, closer to the midpoint between the tower and high ground, a bit behind the tier 2 mid, and again around the midpoint between the tier 2 safe lane tower and the high ground. So once an enemy lane creep enters the radius in any of these spots, backdoor protection is disabled for all buildings in the base. Backdoor protection becomes active again if there are no lane creeps in the building's disable radius for 15 seconds. Well, technically it's 15.5 seconds since the backdoor protection has a 0.5 second linger time. When backdoor protection is active, you can notice it by the little shield icon next to the building's health bar, the visual effect around the building when it's attacked, and the fact that it's a lot more challenging to bring down. A building with backdoor protection active will self-heal for 18 health every 0.1 second upon any damage instance, resulting in 180 health regen every second. This includes damage from right clicks or things like a Pugna Blast. The heal from backdoor protection will only go up to the health the building was at when the protection was lost. So if your tower had 50% HP and enemies came and damaged it while it had backdoor protection, but then they left, it will only heal back up to 50% HP. This is why it can be great to use your glyph if the enemy is breaking through backdoor protection. During the glyph, the building will heal back up a good amount. Buildings with backdoor protection also gained 50% incoming damage reduction and 75% illusion damage reduction. There is one way to damage a building with backdoor protection without having it heal up, by denying it. If you damage your own building while it has backdoor protection active, it won't self-heal like it does when an enemy damages it, meaning you can fully deny it while it has backdoor protection active, even if you're a small little crystal maiden with very little damage. Lane creeps entering the disable radius of a building is the only way to remove backdoor protection. This is partially why we often see teams glyph their creeps to keep them alive when pushing high ground, because your lane creeps are so important for continuing a siege. Losing them means your only option is to wait for more to arrive. Backdoor protection will not be disabled by dominated lane creeps, lifestealer infested lane creeps, or lane creeps thrown by Snapfire's Aghanim's upgrade Gobble Up and Spit Out. It will be disabled if you use some type of repositioning ability on a lane creep to move it down the lane faster, like Force Staff, Pudge's Hook, or Snapfire's Cookie. If there are any key mechanics or strategies around backdoor protection that I missed, be sure to let all of us know in the comments below so we can all grow and become better players. Thank you to everyone supporting me on Patreon, Uma, Tilted War, The Titan Forge, Yuri, Mark, Aaron, Ole, and all of the free members. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I hope you learned something new with me. And if you're watching this far, type Kappa in the comments so I know who the real ones are.